Now, only surd in their basic form can either be added or subtracted. So if I have 2 root 5 plus root 45, I cannot add because this one is actually in its basic form, but this one is not. So there is need for us to reduce this to its basic form. So that's what we want to do. That's how to approach questions in sort like this. So if you look at 32, I can break 32 down into, okay, what are the numbers that we multiply together that gives me 32? I can have, something we say 8 times 4. You can use 8 times 4 is correct, but the fastest way is to use 16 times 2. Okay, so I can use 16 times 2 here. Then that is for 32. Then plus 3 is outside times root 8. I can break 8 down as 4 times 2. Then don't forget that the root will be shared to each of them here. That will be root 16 times root 2 plus 3 does not have a root, is outside. Then you share the root here with 4 times root 2. Then root 16 is 4. Then times root 2 plus 3 times root 4 is 2 times root 2. So what is 4 times root 2? That is 4 root 2 plus 3 times 2 is 6 times root 2. That is 6 root 2. Now, we have agreed here that because they have the same roots, we can actually add this together and pick one of the roots. So that gives me 4 plus 6, then pick one of the roots, and that gives me 10 root 2. So that is the answer of that, 10 root 2. Now, if you want to use 8 times 4, let me show you here. If you want to use, look, this is root 32 plus 3 root 8. If you want to say root 8 times root 4, it will be longer. So I can break this as 4 times 2. That means I need to break 8 down, also 4 down, plus 3 root 4, 3 times root 4 times root 2. Now, look at this one. Root 4 is 2. But I can also, 8, now I cannot just say root 8. 8 is not in its basic form. It can be broken down. So I can also say 8 now is now 4 times root 2. Then plus 3 times 2 times root 2. Then I need to share the power, the root here. Then times 2 again. Look at what I did. Share the root. Then this one is there. Plus 6. This one is 6 times root 2. So here I can have 2 times root 2 times 2 plus 6 root 2. 2 times 2 is 4 times root 2 is 4 root 2 plus 6 root 2. You can see that it's the same thing. 4 root 2 plus 6 root 2. So 4 plus 6 is 10. Then pick one of the root because they are the same root. Now let's assume that this one here is root 3. We cannot add anything. We leave the answer like this. The only thing we can do is to factorize because 2 is common here. But as it is now, we cannot say 10. What do you want to say? Is it 10 root 2, 3 or 10 root 5? Is very wrong. So for you to add, the root must be equal. That is the logic. So here is root 2. So that is how to solve that. Then look at the second question. 7 root 3 is already in basic form, in the lowest form. I cannot do anything. Okay, so I write 7 root 3. This is one that needs to be changed. Now I can break this down into what? I have 15 times 5. None of them is a perfect square. I cannot add. I cannot do anything there. So that means we need to use 25 times 3. Then I have 7 root 3 minus, you can share the root like this. So 7 root 3, this one is 5. Root 25 is 5. Then 5 times root 3 is 5 root 3. Now you observe that this one are the same root. I can subtract according to this one. It's not addition, I subtract. So 7 minus 5 is 2. Then pick one of that. That is 2 root 3. Let's try this one. This one says 3 root 48. I need to break 48 down. So 3 will be outside. Then times, breaking 48 down, I can use 8 times 6. But I need to break this one down again. But if I use 16 times 3 is direct. So let's use 16 times 3. You can use just like what I did there, you can use 8 times 6 then in your by yourself. You will get the same thing. Then rule 75, we are done rule 75 to be 25 root 3, then plus 2 times root 12 now will be 4 times 3. Don't use 6 times 2 because none of them is a perfect square. Then I can break the root down. 16 times root 3 minus root 25 times root 3 plus 2 times root 4 times root 3. Now this one are together. So 3 times root 16 is 4. Root 3 is root 3 minus this one is 5 times root 3 plus this one is 2 times 2, root 4 is 2, then times root 3. So we now have this one is 12. Root 3 times 4 is 12. Root 3 minus 5 root 3. This one is 4 root 3. Now they are all in the same root. I can add them together. So 12 minus 5 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. So that gives me 11. Then because they have the same root, 11 root 3. That is the final answer. Now let's assume this place is root 2. What do I do? The answer will be 12 minus 5. This one are the same. I can go along with it. That will be 7 root 3 then plus 4 root 2. This is how the answer will be. If this one is different root. But because they are all in the same root, of course, I need to what? Operate them the way I say it. Then pick one of the roots there. So this is addition and subtraction of sort. So we see we are left with multiplication of sort, division of sort, where we rationalize and all those stuff, the conjugate of sort and all that. So that is all about that. Thank you very much. I'll see you at the top.